Ladies and gentlemen, the game is rigged. The system favors the bold, the relentless, and the ones willing to do what the weak and mediocre refuse to do. The rich aren't just lucky. They aren't privileged in the way the losers whine about. They think differently. They act differently. They move through the world like warriors, while the rest of the population waddles around, paralyzed by fear, self-doubt, and pathetic excuses. So the question is, how do the rich keep winning? How do they dominate while everyone else struggles paycheck to paycheck, trapped in mediocrity? The answer is simple. They have the mindset of conquerors. They operate on principles that the average person ignores. They play a different game, and that's why they win. And let me tell you right now, most of you won't make it, not because you don't have the ability, but because you don't have the guts. Because when it's time to bet on yourself, you hesitate, you procrastinate, you drown yourself in distractions, waiting for some magical right time that will never come. Meanwhile, the winners keep moving, keep attacking, keep taking ground. So today, I'm going to lay it all out for you. 7 key principles that separate the winners from the losers, the rich from the broke, the powerful from the powerless. Listen carefully, because this is the brutal, unfiltered truth that most people are too weak to hear. Are you ready? Good. Let's go. The rich play to win, the poor play to not lose. The biggest difference between winners and losers is their mindset. The rich are aggressive. They go all in. They take risks. They are constantly looking for opportunities to dominate. Meanwhile, the average person plays defense. They are terrified of failure. They are paralyzed by the thought of losing money, looking stupid, or being judged. And that fear keeps them stuck in the same miserable cycle, year after year. Look at the way successful people make decisions. They don't hesitate. They don't sit around thinking about it for weeks or months. They move fast. Why? Because time is money, and indecision is the killer of wealth. The rich don't waste time debating whether they should take a shot. They take the damn shot and adjust as they go. Meanwhile, the weak overanalyze, second-guess themselves, and let opportunities slip through their fingers. Risk-taking is another massive separator. The rich know that wealth is built by taking calculated risks. They invest in businesses, assets, and ventures that have the potential to bring massive returns. The poor, they hoard cash, terrified of losing a single dollar. They cling to the illusion of security instead of chasing real financial freedom. And that's why they stay broke. Another critical difference: the rich embrace failure as part of the process. They know that every setback is a stepping stone to greater success. The weak, they crumble the moment they face adversity. They give up after the first sign of resistance. They take one loss and decide, this isn't for me. That's why they never win. Let me tell you something, no one gets rich by accident. Every millionaire, every billionaire you admire got there by playing to win. They weren't afraid to put it all on the line. They weren't afraid to fail, to look foolish, to face criticism. They did whatever it took. The question is, do you have the guts to do the same? Because if you don't, you've already lost. The rich use leverage. The poor rely on hard work. Most people are stuck in the outdated belief that hard work alone will make them rich. That's a lie. If working hard was the key to wealth, every construction worker, every janitor, every factory worker would be a millionaire. But they're not. Why? Because hard work alone is not enough. The rich understand leverage. They use other people's time, money, and skills to build massive wealth. They don't do everything themselves like the average person does. They delegate, they outsource, they focus on high-value activities that move the needle. The weak, they insist on doing everything on their own, wasting time on low-level tasks that keep them trapped in mediocrity. Financial leverage is another game changer. The rich use other people's money to grow their wealth. They take out loans to invest in assets that generate more cash. They understand that debt, when used correctly, is a tool for building empires. The poor, they avoid debt like the plague, or worse, they use it irresponsibly, buying things that depreciate in value instead of things that generate income. Network leverage is just as important. The rich surround themselves with winners. They build relationships with powerful, influential people who can open doors and create opportunities. Meanwhile, the poor spend their time with losers who hold them back, feed their doubts, and keep them playing small. The biggest difference? The rich understand that time is their most valuable asset. They don't waste it on pointless distractions. They don't scroll mindlessly through social media or binge watch nonsense. They use their time to learn, build, and grow. The weak, they waste hours every day on things that add zero value to their lives. If you want to get rich, stop thinking like a laborer and start thinking like an investor. Learn to use leverage or stay broke forever. The rich control their emotions, the poor let emotions control them. Weak people let their emotions dictate their actions. They get scared, they get frustrated, they get overwhelmed, and instead of pushing forward, they retreat. The rich, they master their emotions. They don't let fear, anger, or doubt stop them from taking action. Fear is the #1 killer of dreams. The poor are terrified of losing, so they never take the risks necessary to win. They want certainty, guarantees, and safety, none of which exist in the real world. The rich, they acknowledge the fear, but they act anyway. They understand that courage is in the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Discipline is another separator. The rich don't rely on motivation to get things done. They don't wait until they feel like it. They operate on discipline. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. The weak, they only take action when they're in the mood, which is why they never make any real progress. Emotional resilience is key. The rich don't crumble under pressure. They don't let failures break them. They take the hits, learn the lessons, and keep going. The poor, they take everything personally. They let small setbacks destroy their confidence. They quit the moment things get tough. Successful people don't waste time on drama. They don't hold grudges. They don't let petty emotions distract them. They focus on what matters, winning. The poor, they let their emotions run wild. They get caught up in gossip, pointless arguments, and emotional nonsense that drains their energy and keeps them from achieving success. If you want to win, get control over your emotions, because if you don't, they will control you, and that means you'll lose every time. The rich think long-term, the poor chase instant gratification. Losers live for the moment. They spend money they don't have on things they don't need to impress people who don't care. They want results now, pleasure now, validation now. That's why they stay broke. The rich, they think in decades. They play the long game. Most people don't have the patience to build real wealth. They jump from one thing to another, expecting instant success. The moment they don't see results, they quit. They lack the discipline to plant the seeds today and wait years for the harvest. That's why they never make it. The rich, on the other hand, understand that wealth is built over time. They invest, they build, they compound. They know that short-term sacrifice leads to long-term freedom. Look at how the wealthy spend their money. The average person blows their paycheck on liabilities, cars, clothes, gadgets, vacations. They buy things that make them feel good temporarily, but leave them with nothing. The rich, they invest. They put their money into assets that grow in value. Real estate, businesses, stocks, networks. They don't care about looking rich, they focus on actually becoming rich. The same applies to work ethic. The poor want to work for a few months and see massive success. They think they deserve instant rewards. The rich, they put in the work for years before they see massive returns. They understand that success is a process, not an event. They don't chase shortcuts. They build real value. Another massive difference: the rich delay gratification. They don't waste time on useless entertainment, cheap thrills, or meaningless distractions. They use their time wisely. They prioritize learning, growth, and execution. The poor, they binge watch Netflix, waste hours on social media, and complain about not having enough time. If you want to win, start thinking long term. Stop chasing quick dopamine hits. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start making decisions today that your future self will thank you for, because if you don't, you'll wake up years from now wondering why you're still stuck in the same place. The rich control their environment, the poor let their environment control them. Your environment dictates your success. If you're surrounded by losers, you'll stay a loser. If you're surrounded by winners, you'll rise. It's that simple. Yet most people refuse to change their environment. They stay around negative, broke, small-minded people who keep them trapped in mediocrity. The rich are ruthless about their environment. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, push them, and help them grow. They don't waste time with complainers, victims, or energy drainers. They understand that success is contagious, and so is failure. That's why they cut out toxic influences without hesitation. Look at your inner circle. Are the people around you successful? Are they ambitious? Are they pushing you to be better, or are they dragging you down? If you're the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. Winners associate with winners. The poor associate with other losers, and they wonder why they never get ahead. It's not just people, it's your entire environment. What do you consume? What do you listen to? What do you watch? The rich flood their minds with success, knowledge, and strategies. They study winners. The poor, they consume garbage, negative news, mindless entertainment, gossip, distractions. They let the world program them for failure. Another massive factor: where you live. The rich position themselves in environments that foster success. They go where the money is. They move to cities where opportunity thrives. They relocate if necessary. The poor, they stay stuck in the same dead-end neighborhoods, surrounded by the same dead-end people, making the same dead-end excuses. If you want to change your life, change your environment. Cut out toxic people, upgrade your circle, flood your mind with success. Position yourself where opportunity lives. Because if you don't, you'll stay stuck. And no one is coming to save you. The rich are obsessed, the poor are distracted. Success requires obsession. It requires a relentless, all-consuming hunger to win. The rich don't just want success, they need it. It's their driving force. They think about it constantly. They work on it constantly. They are locked in 24/7. The poor, they are easily distracted. They have no focus, no urgency, no obsession. Look at any top performer in the world. Athletes, business moguls, innovators. They all have one thing in common. They are obsessed with their craft. They aren't half in, half out. They don't treat success like a hobby. They go all in. Meanwhile, the weak dabble. They try something for a few weeks, then move on when it gets hard. That's why they never break through. The rich eliminate distractions. They don't waste time on nonsense. They aren't scrolling social media all day. They aren't watching TV for hours. They aren't wasting energy on things that don't move them forward. The poor, they are addicted to distractions. They prioritize entertainment over execution. That's why they lose. Another massive factor, the rich set massive goals that force them to stay obsessed. They aren't aiming for small wins. They aren't setting realistic goals. They are going after giant, world-changing success. That level of ambition requires total commitment. The poor, they set weak goals, and even then they struggle to stay focused. Energy matters. The rich protect their energy like their life depends on it. They eat right, they exercise, they sleep strategically, they keep their minds sharp. The poor, they abuse their bodies, eat garbage, and neglect their health. Then they wonder why they have no energy, no motivation, no drive. If you're not obsessed, you're not going to make it. If you don't wake up every day hungry to win, someone else who is will take your spot. Success is not for the lazy, the distracted, or the weak. It's for the obsessed. The rich take full responsibility, the poor blame everything but themselves. The final and most critical difference between the rich and the poor is responsibility. The rich own everything in their life. Every success, every failure, it's on them. No excuses, no blaming, no victim mentality. The poor, they blame the economy, the government, their boss, their upbringing, bad luck, everything but themselves. Look at any self-made millionaire. They all have one thing in common. They refuse to be victims. They took full control of their lives. They didn't sit around waiting for handouts, complaining about unfairness or hoping for some miracle. They took action. The weak, they waste years of their lives complaining instead of doing something about it. The rich understand that excuses don't pay bills. No one cares about your sob story. No one cares about your disadvantages. The world rewards results, not excuses. The poor, they spend more time justifying their failures than fixing them. That's why they stay stuck. Another key difference, the rich adapt. If something isn't working, they adjust. They take responsibility for finding solutions. The poor, they stay stuck in the same problems, refusing to change, blaming everything except themselves. That's why they never progress. Success is a choice. You either take control or you get controlled. You either own your results or you become a victim. The rich choose to take full responsibility, the poor choose to blame. And that one decision determines everything. If you want to win, stop making excuses, stop blaming, stop waiting. Take full ownership of your life, because until you do, nothing will change. At the end of the day, the rich keep winning because they do what the poor refuse to do. They think differently, they act differently, they move with purpose, power, and precision. They aren't held back by fear, excuses, or distractions. They take what they want. The question is, do you have what it takes to do the same? Most people won't. Most people will keep making excuses, keep wasting time, keep waiting for some perfect moment that never comes. But a few will wake up. A few will take action. A few will step up and decide they're done playing small. The game is yours to win, but only if you have the guts to play it like a champion. Do you?